quick recap. Some dude from 1,000 years ago who lived in Zanarkand named Shuyin wants to activate a doomsday weapon called Vegnagun, seemingly to avenge his lover's death, and his own. He's doing this by possessing and manipulating former members of the Crimson Squad, Nooj, Barreleye, and Gipple, and to a lesser extent Pain. Yuna is involved because she mistakes video footage of Shuyin with her currently evaporated lost love Titus. Coincidentally, she also looks like Shuyin's dead girlfriend Len. You got all that? Oh yeah, Riku's here too. And if you think this is getting ridiculous, it is. Final Fantasy X worked because Titus and Yuna were both on a journey of self-discovery. Both were trying to overcome and emulate their parents to some degree. Titus becomes a blitzball player like his father, despite the fact that he hates him.
I'd probably just smack him one. After everything he put Mom and me through. And because he was famous, I was always...
But he ends up making all the same decisions, and ultimately sacrifices himself for Spira's future and his love for Yuna. Titus's journey has him overcome his childhood trauma by physically and mentally confronting his Aeon-possessed father. It works on multiple levels. Yuna willingly follows in her father's footsteps and becomes a summoner, even knowing that it will kill her if she's successful. She upholds the religion of Yevon, but in the end she defies them, and exceeds her father by ending the cycle of sin. But instead of sacrificing herself, she unwillingly has to let go of Titus. Final Fantasy X ends with a message about moving on with your life. Final Fantasy X-2 does not, and here we are, following a story about a woman who's refusing to move on. And she wants something, I guess.
I want that sphere.
Lynn, huh?
Yeah, the girl from the songstress dress sphere.
Okay. So the reason Shuyin keeps calling Yuna Len is...
Because of that dress sphere?
Forget Len! Shuyin's the one who's wanting to vaporize Spira!
Riku asks
Yeah?
Yuna about Shuyin.
You met Shuyin, right? Was he anything like you-know-who?
Yeah, not really. That dude's a psychopath.
You are not Len!
Yuna talks to Pain on the deck and gives Pain the spheres from Nooj and Barreleye. She spills the beans.
They're old friends. The three of them were candidates for the Crimson Squad. And I was the recorder assigned to their team. Yevon created the squad and started training members 2 years ago. It was supposed to be an elite fighting force.
Riku reminds everyone that she's here.
What you talking about?
The Gullwings then watch the spheres left by Nooj and Gipple. One is of Nooj somehow out-edging Pain, which is honestly impressive.
Word has it, you're searching for a place to die.
You serious? It's harder than it sounds.
I got your picture!
And the other is the Crimson Squad talking about Operation Mihen, a failed attempt by the Crusaders and the Albed to kill Sin with Machina. The Gullwings use Shinra's latest invention, the Commsphere, to see what's going on around Spira. So, what is going on around Spira? No, none of that. Take a ukulele and fuck off. This entire section is basically a Zoom call, or a really bad version of Night Trap. Let that sink in. Waka assures us that everything is okay on Besaid, but what's that in his eye? Oh god. Donna is looking out for Kilika, and she tells us about the chaos due to a lack of leadership in the Youth League. The Youth League are assuming that New Yevon is going to attack at some point, so they're going to try and strike first. Marauder gives us the lowdown on New Yevon. Turns out he's just running around and trolling them. Good man.
My man.
Things are pretty bad, but Yuna has a plan, and it's a fucking doozy.
No, I think there has to be something we can do besides fighting.
Yeah, great idea there, Uni. So, like, what are we gonna do? Huh?
Sing campfire songs?
Oh! That is it!
We're having a concert, and Yuna is going to channel her inner David Hasselhoff and break down the walls to unify the people. Or something. Check the Commsphere again.
Hi, doggy.
Waka is still freaking out over being a dad. It's fair enough. The Aurochs want a blitz, and I for one do not support this idea.
Both!
Surveillance for Rin. Find the culprit. This section is really bad. In fact, all the Commsphere sections are terrible. The trip-hop band gives us an ominous premonition.
The faith that protected Spira are not immune to the forces of destruction.
Kimari not have time for Yuna bullshit. At the hot springs, we find an army of Mickey Roonies. Buddy is getting it on with the barkeeper.
Buddy?
And 0 fucks given.
That felt good.
Isaru assaults Marauder? Is that supposed to be funny? So if you forgot, because I certainly did, they're organising a concert. Gullwings are going to unify the people with song and dance.
Nice.
To get the concert organised, the girls track down Tobley on the Moonflow. He's being chased by Gilbert Godfrey and his goons.
Hey, you! You haven't seen Tobley anywhere around here, have you?
Holy fuck, is this wrong?
Tobley makes it all the way to Guadalsalam, and the girls talk to him about holding a concert. He suggests the Thunder Plains. Personally, I would have gone with the Calmlands, you know, big open space. There seems to be some sort of infrastructure, and, oh yeah, the lack of consistent lightning. That's always good. Yuna's rehearsing for the gig with a shit minigame. And then she has a bit of a Silent Hill moment.
It can't really be him, can it?
Could Larry really be there? Is she really alive? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
You are not Len!
This game has more in common with Silent Hill than I initially thought. Apparently just mashing all the face buttons is the best way to get a high score in this minigame. Total Groove 643. Does that mean anything?
I don't know!
Yuna workshops her song, which subconsciously comes from Len. And more Commsphere scenes. I don't understand why this system is in the game. I'm guessing someone on the dev team thought, oh, it's kind of annoying having to go to individual places in Spira for cutscenes. Let's just have the player view a cutscene when nothing happens for 10 seconds, and allow it to continue if the player happens to zoom in on the right part of the screen, apropos of nothing. Really solves one problem and creates 15. I hate the Commsphere. Just let me go to the place and trigger a cutscene. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Alright, let's recap this. Becklem hates Waka. Lulu and Waka talk to Yuna. We eavesdrop on Donna. Barthelo does Barthelo things. The camera starts a colonoscopy on Lucille.
My man.
Yibel ditches Judy for Yuna's concert. Elma can't get her chocobo on the shoe puff. Again. A shoe puff destroys a Commsphere. Ormi is invited to the concert, and he says some shockingly poignant things about his life as a servant of Yevon. The concert's called Yuna Palooza. Yeah, okay, that's kind of funny. Awaka gets an invite, and Isaru gives some encouragement.
You are looking rather splendid this evening.
Time to get going to the Thunder Plains for the concert. But first we gotta clear out some fiends. The cave is one of those structures that is comprised entirely of squared assets. There's a lot of these in Final Fantasy X-2, and they all look really shitty. Now that the fiends are gone, the concert can start, but the audience is filled with Youth League and new Yevon members, who are getting pissed off. So Yuna starts the concert. No, I'm not listening to this. YouTube copyright is breathing down my neck, and as it turns out, my tolerance for cringe is extremely low. You ever see that video of the guy who recites the Lord of the Rings speech during his exams?
We forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship, but it is not this day.
Man, I just about died watching that shit. During the performance, Len herself materializes from the dress sphere, which is actually happening. This is not just in Yuna's head. Everyone sees this cutscene as we see it, which would have been trippy as hell. The video shows Len seemingly begging Shuyin not to use Vegnagun, and then they both embrace and then get shot. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, I don't know if they modeled her after a real person, but Len's face falls pretty hard into that uncanny valley. So the lyrics describe the heartache between Len and Shuyin, and they actually have several parallels to Titus's and Yuna's relationship. Here's a nice, copyright-safe version of the song.
I know that you're hiding things using gentle words to shelter me. Your words were like a dream, but dreams could never fool me. Not that easily. I acted so distant then, didn't say goodbye before you left, but I was listening. You'll fight your battles far from me, far too easily. Save your tears, cause I'll come back. I could hear that you whispered as you walked through that door, but still I swore to hide the pain. When I turned back the pages, shouting might have been the answer. What if I'd cried my eyes?
Yuna collapses with tears in her eyes. After she wakes up, the gang try to figure out what just happened. Back on the bridge, Machen praises Yuna for her performance. He then gives us the complete backstory of Len and Shuyin. We then talk to LeBlanc in the engine room. Yuna tells her about Nooj being on the far plane, the place where the souls of the dead go, and she wants to go to get Nooj back. Shinra uses the Commsphere that was dropped in one of the Aeon holes. Aeon holes, that's a thing I just said. They find Gipple, who has fixed the sphere. Nooj is also there, and they discuss how they plan on destroying Vegnagun. Yuna wants to talk to Shuyin to let him know how Len felt, so they're going to pull a Silent Hill 2 and just fucking jump into one of these Aeon holes. What could possibly go wrong?
Playing Final Fantasy X-2, baby, this is awesome! Look at that, there's Yuna, yeah! Yuna? Yuna, that's the girl, man.